almost ready to begin. Kind of figuring out what it is we're doing today in terms of MSQ. I'm planning on at least getting us through to the end of patch 2.2. Okay. Oh. Alright, just gotta get the game displaying now, which looks like that worked. Okay. Hold on. I need to hit this button. There we go. I've been hard at work on getting the whatever this is, the company squadrons ready to go. Soon it'll be nice to have the ability to hold more Grand Company seals instead of just 50,000. It'll be nice to be able to hold 80,000, which is the next cap. And in order to do that, we need to actually complete all of this. So I am working on it. I am slowly but surely working on it. Most of these guys right now are working on the next upgrade mission right now. And that'll be done, looks like tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow at like 9 a.m. So if you've been wondering how ranking up through the Grand Company has been going, that is, there's your answer. I also learned recently that, the Grand Company here, you can get up to Storm Captain, but they have all of these other ones, from Second Storm Commander all the way up to Storm Champion, and they have never unlocked these. Like, they've never given people the ability to pursue these, even though they've been in this menu, for like 10 plus years. They never actually enabled them in any capacity. Like, yeah, there's yeah, there's no way to unlock it. Anyways, here at the beginning, I wanted to take this as the big dump of all of my thoughts on everything that's been revealed at Fanfest this weekend that I've seen anyways. So I watched the first half of the keynote address, and everything else I've kind of just been getting from other people telling me. So the new trailer for Evercold looked incredible. It looked amazing. Evercold seems like it's going to be really, really good. So excited for that. The second thing was that they announced the new job, which is Bastion. It is 2 shields being used in sort of a claw formation, and then also being reversible and being turned into a gun formation, which seems rad as hell. Very excited. The gameplay footage looked pretty fun, so excited to give that a try once 8.0 releases. Other updates, Beastmaster, I think, got like some things shown or something. I'm not really sure. I didn't really look into it. Chocobos are getting like a big update thing. where they're going to be able to go into dungeons now. So the Chocobo companion system that literally hasn't been updated since, like, Stormblood is getting an overhaul, it looks like. So that's exciting. Yeah, other than that, I don't really know. Was there anything else that they showed off that I wanted to talk about? I've been avoiding all of, like, they showed off some dungeon screenshots, and they showed off, like, a bunch of footage of areas and stuff. I avoided that. I don't want to see that. But they did confirm that Evercold's going to be non-linear. It's going to be like you tackle quests in these zones, and then when you're done with those zones, you can leave. So I am curious how that's going to work out. Yeah, I just don't know at the moment. We'll see. Yeah, really excited for Evercold. Figured I'd offer my thoughts right at the beginning here because I don't know. I didn't want to, like, be talking about it in the middle of the stream and have people be like, "Oh my god, you spoiled it for me." So anyways, we are going to Falkard Float because the Bravura, against all odds, is ready to be upgraded. I got extremely lucky, and 1,000 Maws of Todorok ended up being one of my bonus dungeons for a 2-hour period, so I was able to finish it in half the runs that it would have normally took. I also have Culinarian ready to go for tonight. We'll see if we get through all of it. Because I also really want to get through, like, a big chunk of the MSQ, so we'll see. But for now, the dumb, stupid axe that I hate. You. Novus Enhancement. Once the soul energy within your relic is attuned, presented to me, I shall remove its coating of soul glaze, that its newfound power might be unleashed. Well, I cannot begin unless you... Oh, right. It has to be removed. That is why I'm keeping the Mithrite War Axe. Ah, yes. The telltale humming of power yearning to be set free. I scarcely require a zodiac glass to see that your weapon's soul energy is now fully attuned. The soul glazing code, or the soul glaze coating, has served its purpose. The time is ripe for it to come off. This will take but a moment. Oh my god! That looks sick as hell! It is done. Your weapon has awakened to its latent potential. Take it up once more and feel its newfound power course through you. So after all of that work, after equipping, or after having the stupid Bravura equipped for all of that time, doing all of those books, clearing all of those dungeons, doing these long, inane, stupid side quests, it is still significantly weaker than the Ironworks gear. It's really unbelievable. It, like, oh my god. It does look really cool, though. This might be, this is my favorite step so far. Alright, Jalzan. Bravura, yeah, okay. Now this next step is going to be a fucking nightmare. Miku, come tell me, how fares your relic? Splendid, splendid. Why, I dare say our efforts with soul energy have been well worth it. I suppose this is when I ordinarily reveal my next grand plan for further enhancing your relic. Oh, it shames me to say that I have none to share. Not for a lack of thought, though. I have revisited each step of your journey. starting with the relic's initial infusion of Thavnarian mist. From there, I have considered your painstaking collection of crystallized souls, and how each of the 12 varieties of Atma were infused into your relic thereafter. I have reflected on asking you to walk in the footsteps of the Zodiac Braves, and how you absorbed the light of slain souls into your relic. And did not such efforts yield a mightier weapon still? Indeed they did, as did using a sphere scroll to imbue your relic with the fortifying strength of materia made into light. Finally, I have dwelt upon our application of Soul Glaze so that all of the energies became aligned with the weapon. By my estimations, you now hold an arm of unparalleled soul attunement because of it. It has been quite the winding road we've walked, but we have traversed it with success. And I would perfect your relic, no matter how long it takes. Yet, well, as I said, I have done all I can think to do. The soul within your relic must be close to that of the Arm of Legend I desire to recreate. But what comes next? Mayhap the nature of the soul in your relic is lacking. No, that cannot be. Please, Miku, do not mistake my pessimism for lack of will. I simply lack for a way. I'm at wit's end, unable to see the forest for the trees, as it were. Although I am certainly not without allies. What if Geralt holds the answer to this particular conundrum? I cannot say I relish the notion, but it would be thoughtless to dismiss the man's curious expertise. Could I ask you to approach him in my stead, Miku? You have convinced the man to lend us his aid before. Perchance you can do so again. So this is the start of a side quest chain where we're going to have to complete 4 different side quests, each with their own incredibly dumb and incredibly specific requirements that require an unbelievable amount of gil, company seals, and poetics. I'm not even going to pretend like I'm going to be able to stream all of this. I'm not. I can't. We're going to be completing this quest, and the other side quests I am straight up going to be summarizing for you guys later. If you're here for your kettle, it ain't ready. It takes time to get the texture just right. You can? Oh, for the love of gods, it's you. Does your yearning for punishment know no bounds, or is it just that yonder coot can't get enough of me sparkling personality? Heh. So you're both still foundering over that relic of yours. Well, I do owe Jalzan a debt for that wine. I have a mind to help. Who knows? Might be as there's another bottle or 3 of fiery liquor in it for me if I do. Oh wait, Jalzan, for all the time you spent burying your beak in moldy books, how is it you're always lost as for what to do with the bleeding relic? Oh, never fear. I'm here to bail you out of your predicament. The way I see it, you're trying to better a weapon that what can't be improved anymore. We've just made the thing into a bleeding picture of perfection. No amount of spit and polish will make it any finer. I suppose I know what you say to be true, but I cannot help but feel that there is something more to be still to be done to realize its potential. I wish there were, seeing as restoring that bloody relic is some of the finest work I've ever done, but if you mean to remake a legendary arm, like what the Zodiac Braves wielded, well, can't do it with this. The weapons are just different, down to the very smithing. But if this relic can never become... Has my work been for naught? I must return to my research. Then, mayhap, I will find a clue on some forgotten page. Clue, you say? A clue what unlocks a forgotten way to forge steel? 7 hells, old man. That sounds bleedin' interesting. Here, let me take a look at the book or two. Can't very well call myself the best smithy in the land if there's a technique neath the sun I don't know, can I? Your skill is not in doubt, Geralt, but precious few descriptions of the Arms of Legend's appearances remain, and accounts of their fashioning are fewer still. Even this, my most comprehensive tome, holds but snippets. It would take a genius to understand it. Can't you remember who you're talking to, old man? If the greatest weaponsmith in all the realm can't figure it out, no one can. Let's give it a read. Well, blow me down. This is the bleedin' brilliant smithin', or some bleedin' brilliant smithin', what's written here. The finest kettle work pales in comparison. Gods, I've a mind to try me hand at this. But, well, you are welcome to the techniques, but what are the materials? I dare say, you cannot find the catalysts the ancient used for soul infusion this age. Simply put, we cannot just recreate the legendary arm. Might be as you've a point there, given the right stuff and a picture, I could fashion a fair likeness of the Zodiac Brave's arm, but I'm well buggered as to how you might infuse it with a soul. I doubt that Narian Mist could do the job. The relic's infused with soul, then fortified with Atma and spiced with materia made light. 7 hells, I've got it. What? Break out your strongest liquor, old man. There is a way to recreate an Arma legend. See, the relic's got the right bleeding soul energy. We just need to get that to ascend to a legendary host. Ascend the soul into a new host? My friend, that should you but prove yourself here. I will sing your praises not only as the greatest weaponsmith of the realm, but the greatest of our era. Oh, I'll have you singing like a canary by the time I'm through, but let's not forget about Geralt's payment. A bottle or 3 of fiery liquor, eh? Good. Now first, we have to assemble a few raw materials. Just because I have an inkling of how to forge an Arma legend doesn't mean I know what it's supposed to look like. I'll need a tome, what will tell me about the original's appearance. Seeing as you've bartered for books by yourself in the past, I'll leave the finding of the bleeding thing to ye. But I've no mind to get pecked by the harpies round Revenant's Toll. Next, we'll need something to forge the host. You're about as like to find what they used eras ago as I'm to find sobriety, so we'll just have to use the next best thing, whatever that is. What we're looking for is the most versatile materials what can be formed into anything. I have a feeling something like that can be bought for all the gil in Eorzea, so you'll want to talk to a bloke what's wise in the ways of crafting and gathering. Now, if you can get your hands on that for the new host, then we've to deal with infusing it with soul energy. That means that some mighty special form of materia might be, as I have an idea where we'll get our materia, so we don't worry about that for now. Of course, I'm not certain how we'll infuse it with the host, seeing as this new materia is 100 times more powerful than ordinary gobs of the stuff. Could we not channel the energy of this highly potent materia into another sphere scroll? It is a method that has served us well in the past. Unless, of course, the materia is so powerful it would incinerate a standard sphere scroll. Is it even possible to contain such energy? I know little of sphere scrolls beyond that which you have shared with me. However, Master Munimix and his disciples at the bonfire may have the answer. And we will need a catalyst for the materia's transformation to light, I suspect. However, that no ordinary Alexandrite will suffice this time. You will do your best to seek a strange fellow styling himself a treasure hunter. I have heard he found an exotic stone, and I am certain the man and those close to him cannot be difficult to find. You're to come straight back here when you've gathered all the bits and bobs together. As much as I thought I had had enough of ye, I know I can stand a little more. If it means seeing a real Arma legend come together and the soul in your relic ascend. So all of those mini quests they just gave us are the steps. This requires 4 different side quests accepted in 4 different locations in order to push the Bravura even further. It's going to take me a couple of weeks to do this. The good news is this is the next to last step, so pretty soon we'll actually just be completely done. So give me a couple weeks to work on this one. We'll also need, I'll also need to start grinding materials like, company seals and, what are we doing on poetics? I forget how many poetics we need, but it's probably a bit higher than that. And gil, of course. We're gonna need a lot of gil for this. Like, a lot of gil. Oh, and of course, if you haven't been doing your crafting and gathering and you make it to this step, it is technically, unless you start purchasing things off the market board, impossible to proceed because the game will force you to stop and craft. So, Just a heads up if someone was for some reason doing this along with me. In which case, I am so sorry. Anyways, switch back to Scholar. And I guess start working on the MSQ. I don't think we have any other side content things that we need to be working on. Could be wrong, but... Right, to catch us back up, Yugiri's group was just turned away by Ul'dah. Syndicate has spoken, and I see no point in moving that matter, that the matter be reconsidered. The monitorists have made their position clear. Agreed. Ul'dah is not an option. Nor are Limsa or Gridania, I judge, given the state of their internal affairs. Which leaves our Doan friends confined to a ship. Gods, the thought of them huddled in the airless an airless hold with no hope of better treatment. Would that I had more time to find an alternative, a place not bound by the concerns of the great nation. Minfilia. That is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the Syndicate's decision, I do. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it to be under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment, not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultanate to accept us for a limited time? A week, mayhap? Or even just a few days? Excellent. I shall keep you informed. Lady Yugiri, I have a proposal, if you would hear it. Out with it, Master Alfino. The headquarters of my order, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, stands in a place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost in Mordona. Like most outposts, it is frequented by the mercenaries and other men of action, and lacks the comforts of more well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant's Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands. Hard labor, lest you doubt, with naught save food and shelter by way of reward. Terms not unlike those which you yourself proposed, Lady Yugiri. Though I will not hear a word said against our beloved Ul'dah. Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. They can accommodate us all, we shall gladly accept. Master Alfino, once again I find myself in your debt. Pray do not thank me, my lady. The life your people go to is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you. And before that, there remains the matter of how they may safely be borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat considering the distance and their present condition. Mayhap the Ul'dah Adventurers Guild can be of assistance. Look for me there anon, Miku. Lady Yugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the Immortal Flames can provide. Just want to make sure. Okay. We're concerned that the Doman refugees may find the journey to Revenant's Toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mistress Momodi has kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such time as they're ready to set out for Mordona. Those healthy enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. What news? Hello, Jay. Good to see you. Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General. Is there aught the Immortal Flames can do? I fear that exceeds our mandate. Were it a small number, mayhap it would go unnoticed. But the Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domans to Mordona. When the government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of the 77 caravans on the Doman's behalf. Sorry, it's weird seeing Teleji Adeleji of all characters being, like, kind of nice. I know he has so many ulterior motives right now, but it's just fucking strange. Very well, we should begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. After all that has befallen these good people, it's the least I can do. Come what may, you shall ever have a friend in Ul'dah, Lady Ugiri. And you in Revenant's Toll, my lord. Well, it sounds like we all have work to do. Lady Ugiri, let's put our heads together and settle the details of our arrangement, shall we? I would entrust the task of escorting our Doman friends to you. After you have rested your own road-weary legs, of course. What say you? Yeah, I'm still taking these so I can turn them in for seals. We're going to need another 40,000 seals. 50,000 seals. Because I need 10k to upgrade our free company standing, or grand company standing rather, shortly. As we speak, the Domans prepare for departure at Vesper Bay, wherefrom they will be transported by carriage to Ul'dah. That said, this has been decided rather suddenly, and it would not surprise me if refugees required some assistance in coordinating their preparations. Miku, I would have you return to Vesper Bay and facilitate the process through tasks great and small. In short, whatever must be done, do it. Speak with a man named Hozan when you arrive. As Lady Ugiri tells it, he has been designated the leader of the first group. Can I move this now? No. Okay. Hello, Hozan. Greetings. Alfino informed me that a Scion would be arriving to help with the preparations. I am honored to meet you, though shamed as well. A great warrior should not be tasked with such trivialities. Aye, I knew from a glance that what manner of woman you were. I too have some skill at arms, as do many of our people. Pray forgive this trifle, but might I trouble you to help round up the children that have been given into my care? They are most adept at staying hidden from my sight. Perhaps your keen eyes will succeed where I have failed. Oh my god. You have my thanks, friend. Pray seek out my son, Yozin. He can tell you more. Hello there. I'm Yozin's, son of Hozin. Will you be coming with us to Ul'dah? I hear we're traveling by horse-bird-drawn carriage. But Don't you think they're queer? Yosin, you can't be saying that. You can't be saying that. Giant birds that people ride like horses. I still want to try riding one, but what's that? You're looking for the others. Don't worry, I already told them to get ready for the carriages. I'll need your help, though. We were just finishing a game of hide and seek. 3 players are still in hiding, and since Lady Yugiri told us to take it really seriously, they won't move until they're found. But Vesper Bay isn't that big, so I bet you can find them in no time. Why would Yugiri tell them that? You. How'd you find me? Guess I need to practice more. Maybe you're just good at this? I mean, the Garleans didn't find me. Oh. In here maybe? Nope. In here? No. I know some of them are in some kind of strange spots. Like here. Hey, you're not Yosin. Who are you? I'm Koharu. Miku, eh? I didn't know anyone else was... Wait a minute. You're one of those, stallions, aren't you? No, scions. Scions. Then you must know Lady Yugiri, right? Isn't she great? She's really good at hide and seek. Oh, right. It's almost time to go. Nice meeting you, Miku. Back here, maybe? Out by the docks? No? I know somewhere around here, there's like a, there is one targetable NPC in this room. I didn't know this building had a name. Huh. Somewhere in here, though, there's a building with, yeah, here it is. Just a single Lalafell and nothing else inside of it. There, as far as I'm aware, has never been a reason to visit this room for a quest. They just kind of, put this here and I guess, like, never got around to using it for anything. There's all sorts of stuff like that hidden all over the game. Really, where the hell is this last child? I doubt they'd go outside of the city. I don't want to, like, look it up. Oh, I gotta switch mounts. I gotta switch mounts. I like that one. It's cute. The glowing thing that it does around the middle of my screen gets really annoying if I'm looking for something. Oh, there they are. Are you playing? Ah, no fair. Yosin didn't say anything about adults. Huh? We get to ride a horsebird carriage. I don't know, it sounds scary, but if Yosin says it's safe, I'll go. Wonderful, the children are accounted. Hide and seek. Ah, I see that you are curious. It's quite simple, really. Lady Yugiri thought it best that the children know what to do in case the Garleans found us. I should hope that those days are behind us, but I nevertheless take comfort in knowing that we are well prepared. The first caravan is due to depart shortly, followed by the rest at regular intervals. My family and I, including my stubborn old father, Home, will be traveling in the lead carriage together with young Koharu, whom I believe you've already met. Though I understand the road to Ul'dah is regularly patrolled by your brass blades, it would give us great comfort if you would agree to accompany us on our journey. Once again, I thank you for your kindness. When you're ready to leave, please inform the coachman. Is this a solo duty? I hope it isn't. No. Eager to be off, are you? Aye, well, I was meaning to have a word with you about that. Runner from the Blade says we might have a problem. A fierce-looking beastie's been sighted south of the bridge to Hammerley. Might be as someone's eyes are playing tricks on him, of course, but it don't pay to gamble in this business. Now, I know you can handle yourself in a fight, but this lot here is another story. So I was thinking you might go on ahead and have a quick look around to make sure the area is safe, and if you come across anything dangerous, you know what to do. When you're satisfied, the way is clear. Meet us outside Horizon. The Blades will tell me that the road there is safe, so I reckon we can make it that far on our own, assuming the self-same bastards don't try to rob us, that is. How far out are they sending me? Oh, goody. It's crazy. You would never assume that there is a boss fight in this patch. There's like a whole trial in this patch, and most of it is like, yeah, we need to solve the logistics problems of the Domans being here. There you are. So there was a beastie, was being the operative word, eh? Uh-huh, whatever you say, dude. Well fought, madam, well fought. If only you were in better health, I should have been proud to stand at your side. Pay my son no mind. He forgets that his responsibilities preclude acts of daring do. Be that as it may, I cannot help but envy you. Had we been able to call upon heroes of your strength and skill at Doma, things would have been very different. But we cannot change the past. Those who fought and fell are forever lost to us. Lost but not forgotten. Lady Yugiri's kinsmen, least of all. They fought fiercest, though they knew full well it was in vain. She had every right to walk away, yet she chose to stay. Food, shelter, the promise of a better life. All this and more we owe to her. How does one even begin to repay such a debt? In kind, father, to she who has given everything, we shall give her all. Whatever work there is to be done, we shall do without question. Ditch digging, bricklaying, it matters not. Revenant's toll will grow and prosper by her hands. Oh my god. Hey, Miss Miku, Koharu and I wanted to know why you became an adventurer. To go whither the wild rose blooms, of course. So, you like roses? I think I understand. I mean, they're nice and everything, but don't they grow in lots of places? It's my turn now. Excuse me, Miss Miku. I've got a question. What's Revenant's Toll like? Is it pretty? It's a stone's throw away from an Imperial castrum. Ha, you can't fool me. No one would ever live that close to a castrum. Liar, liar, breaches on fire. Uh-huh. Enough, Koharu. It's my turn again. Miss Miku, when I'm older, I want to be strong like you. What do I have to do? You have to buy weapons and armor from Rowena. I hate to tell them that, but it's true. She holds a monopoly on all of the best gear in the game. Rowena, is she nice? No. Are her weapons cheap? No. I don't have any money at the moment, but my father might. I'll have to ask him. Alright. That's enough questions for Miku. That's not fair. Why does Yozen get to ask 2 questions? I want to know about adventuring just as much as he does. Just one more, please. Do you think I could be an adventurer, one like you someday? Really? Then I will. Thanks for the advice, Miss Miku. I won't forget it. I'm gonna be an adventurer, too. When we get to Revenant's Toll, let's make an adventurers guild for Domans. We'll protect our friends and punish the wicked, just like Miss Miku and Lady Yugiri. Yeah, just like Miss Miku and Lady Yugiri. We can talk more about it in the carriage on the way. Will you be joining us? Okay. I was expecting a pop-up for that, but sure. Oh. It's kind of okay. In the quicksand. Oh, in the quicksand. Okay. The map of Ul'dah looks like such nonsense when viewed, like, fully. Ah, Miku, I take it the first group has arrived? Excellent. Is there aught else? No, I have matters well in hand here. You and Lady Yugiri should travel to Revenant's Toll forthwith. Past time, Lady Yugiri met with the guild representatives in Revenant's Toll. Since I do not foresee any further matters arising here in Thanalan, which might require your personal attention, I would instead have you serve as an escort. Oh my god. What? I don't want to personally insult the player who's doing this, but genuinely, what monster goes to a populated area and does blacksmithing? That awful, awful sound it makes, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. It's the worst sound ever. Instead, have you serve as an escort to the Doman delegation during their duration of their journey. Speak first with Slathborn upon your arrival. He is the one with whom the Domans will be working most closely, I should think. Afterwards, introduce Lady Yugiri to Minfilia and the guild emissary. If both meetings go well, the resulting ties should stand the Domans in good stead for that which is to come. Safe travels, Miku. You know, I get all of this is like pretty important. You know, at the end of the day, it's really important. To, you know, the overall story and stuff. But did we need to do this much Doman babysitting in this patch? Is that something we needed to do, Square? It's supposed to be the esteemed Lady Yugiri and her associates. I greet you all as friends and bid you welcome to the Toll. I hope you do not find our dearth of fineries off-putting. Poor though we may seem, we have a wealth of spirit and camaraderie to spare. You see, race and creed don't enter into it here. We welcome all sorts, provided they're willing to earn their keep, of course. We are no strangers to hard work, Master Slathborn. You may rest assured that we will carry out our orders with due diligence. Oh, not for a moment did I doubt your commitment, my lady. Pray understand, I give the same speech to all new arrivals, and you needn't bow your head or call me master either. We are both frontier hands as far as I'm concerned. As you wish, Slathborn. May this meeting mark the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. Our guests have yet to meet the antecedent. Seven hells, Miku, why are you wasting your time with me? See them to the Rising Stones. So, a part of the storytelling is actually kind of lost here. When they say, like, oh, they're gonna help rebuild Revenant's Toll, right? It's like, okay, like, what are they building? You know, it looks done. As far as I can tell, when this patch was released, this map looked completely different. This building didn't exist yet. There was no, like, Rowena's House of Splendors back here. For some reason. I'm not sure what they were doing with Rowena yet. These guys were not here yet. And, like, all throughout here, like, there were maybe a couple of these stalls open, but not really a ton. I mentioned this all to say that, like, this is kind of lost because they've updated Revenant's Toll so much. It doesn't look like something that's in progress anymore, so this part of the story feels a little lost. To whom much is given, much is expected. Forgive me. I require a moment to compose my thoughts before meeting with your leader. We shall join you at the Rising Stones anon. Okay. 'Tis no use. Our attempts to reach the students of Valdezian continue to meet with failure. Ariange has explored other avenues of inquiry, but they too have yielded not. We will persevere, of course, yet within our hearts the truth is clear. We are but awaiting confirmation of that which we already know. How fare the Domans? I'm given to understand you were kept quite busy in Vesper Bay. Mayhap you question the wisdom of aiding refugees when the primal threat remains unresolved. I should not blame you if you did, nor would I deny that this matter falls outside of our normal purview. Be that as it may, I could not ignore the plight of these refugees, not when it was within our power to help them. Lady Ugiri is here. Please show her in. I should very much like to meet her. We have no objections. Pray do so with her blessing. Your answer pleases me beyond words, my lady, but are you quite certain? We have no way of knowing how many might answer my summons. In the event that Revenant's Toll could not accommodate us all, we would need to find an alternative solution. Should that come to pass, we will find it together. As ever, it has been a pleasure, Antecedent. Alas, we must take our leave as the first carriages are due to arrive at any moment. Should you require aught else, pray speak with Slathborn, Lady Ugiri, Miku. Lamine and I will take all the necessary preparations to ensure that our Doman friends feel safe and at home upon their arrival. Though I must admit, I am still troubled about the matter of the missing crystals. Ishtola should be returning anon with a report from a field. Mayhap you could wait here and speak with her upon her arrival? Here we go. Now we get to the real plot of the patch.
How goes the fishing?
Oh.
Not anything slippery?
Aye. Our suspicions were well founded.
Oh
The
my god.
Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
ARR-ish Tola.
The plot thickens.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning a fleet with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
Then we have our explanation.
Your explanation for what, pray tell?
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja. Yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Hildibrand.
Hildibrand? There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late. Oh gods, they mean to summon Leviathan?
That is the way of it, I fear.
That was the
Whilst
weakest
conducting
line
our
read.
investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the Serpent Reavers. With the aid of the Maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas. But there is more. One of the Sahagin, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and knowledge of eternity.
Ugh.
Oh.
Such a disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defective. And there is the explanation.
Soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise midst surging waves to wash away the finless ones. And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
I think this is the only instance in the entire game of a voiced
Whence comes
Sahagin.
this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
The gift and knowledge.
Are the two of you quite well?
You shared that vision, did you not? Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Hildibrand's words. He is behind this. But surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
My lady, unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, we are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
She will have our full cooperation. Let us make haste to Limsa Lominsa. I mean to play a part in this mission. Tataru, pray, take charge in my absence.
My lady, are you sure this is wise?
I am aware of the risks, but there is something I must see with mine own eyes. The true nature of the echo.
Very well. I shall not stand in your way. On the condition that you permit me to accompany you as bodyguard.
Your company is ever welcome, Fanker.
I take it something ill is afoot.
Aye, a primal is about to be loosed upon Eorzea.
A primal?
A godlike being whose very existence is a bane upon the land. We scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
I see. Know then that I am learned in the arts of war. In return for the kindness you have shown my people, I would lend you my blade.
It would be most welcome. When contending with a primal, one can never have too many able allies. If you crave a more intimate understanding of the problems facing Eorzea, this experience is like to provide it. Be sure to come well prepared.
I think it's really funny that we have a second character with the Echo, and everyone is like, no, never do anything ever, Minfilia, please. Like, she is the only other person that could reasonably defeat a Primal, ever, in our group, and it's like, no. No, you stay here. Plainly, should the worst come to pass and Leviathan is summoned, our only recourse will be to face him in battle. Given past experience, you may very well think that an eventuality inevitable. Yet so long as there is even a chance that the Primal's return might be prevented, we must needs bend all our efforts towards achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa Lominsa and meet with the Admiral. She will not have been idle in the intervening time, and will doubtless have valuable information to share. We're getting closer, slowly. Hello, Marrowweb. Welcome, friends. I take it Ishtola has appraised you of the situation. Let us waste no time, then. According to our best intelligence, the Sahagin had not crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we did not count on the Serpent Reavers venturing as far as Thanalan to supplement their cache. For our short-sightedness, we are faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I am not inclined to let the Fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom makes ready to launch a large-scale operation to thwart the summoning, and we would welcome the Scion's support in this endeavor. But, if gods forbid our efforts should come to naught, I will need to trouble you for more than mere support. Much as I did when Titan last walked these lands. Lady Minfilia, I am given to understand that you mean to accompany your soldiers to the front lines. I can only assume that you have sound reasons for doing so? I do, Admiral, but I would rather not be drawn into, oh my god, I would rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only that there is something I would see with mine own eyes. Is that so? Well, I am not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require, but precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times. With that settled, let us speak of the operation. Lieutenant Miku. Oh, that's cute. She actually uses your Grand Company ranking. Our scouts are currently reconnoitering Sahagin movements within the Sapsa spawning grounds. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operations staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith, that you might be appraised of their latest intelligence. Commander Falk Breda has charge of the garrison. I've been expecting you, Scion of the Seventh Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to reconnoiter the Sopsa spawning grounds. Though it pains me to admit the Maelstrom has never faced a foe the likes of this before, we must proceed with all due caution. Among other things, they have orders to determine where Leviathan might emerge, assuming it comes to that, and yet their return is long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen them. For better or worse, we must ascertain their fate. If it's not too much to ask, I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts ventured into Sopsa all told. Here, take this flask of restorative to tend to those who may have been wounded. Though it pains me to even consider the notion, if they have perished, circumstances permitting, I ask that you recover their bodies. By no means venture too deep into enemy territory, however. We can ill afford to lose you at this juncture. I'll be probably completely fine. They're like, oh, don't go in too deep to this area you've already spent way too much fucking time in. Thanks for that, Nov. Where? There they are. Thank you. I owe you my life. We were ambushed by serpent reavers. Lightly armed as we are, we didn't stand a chance. I was able to flee this far, but the others were captured. They were taken to the serpent's tongue, I'm certain of it. I can make my own way back to camp, but I fear the worst for my comrades. Save them, I beg of you. They tell me not to go too far in, and what am I doing? Going too far in. There you are. Oh. Yeah, these guys are dead as fuck. You've returned, thank the Navigator. When I learned that you went to the Serpent's Tongue by yourself, I feared you would meet an untimely demise. But tell me, what became of the others? Miku reaches into her pocket and just drops 2, full dead bodies on the floor. Dear gods, these wounds were not intended to kill, but to torture and maim. Does their savagery know no bounds? Enemies or no, they go too far. I dread to think what may have become of the 2 who remain unaccounted for. I pray they haven't suffered the same evil fate. At the very least, one of my men came back alive, and for that I owe you my thanks. The price we paid was dear. but we have the intelligence we need. Even as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details of the operation. The war horns will sound any moment now. Be ready to sally forth when they do. Oh boy. Thrice damned fishback bastards. I wish they'd stop saying that. Hello, Robert. Good to see you. We're working on MSQ at the moment, and we're doing Culinarian later, so I'll kill them slowly and then chase their rotten souls through all the 7 hells. Peace, Commander. We are here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task at hand, savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass at the Aetheryte in the depths of Sapsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready, but we await your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened security in and around the spawning grounds. A frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. But we are not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetheryte and eliminate the Sahagin priest presiding over the summoning. We are not here to kill them all. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Sahagin's legion of drowned pirates at Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levy spearhead the assault and have the subsequent units fan out to cover their flanks. At this self-same moment, diversionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. In the likewise, we Scions shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defensive effort. Miku and Ishtola, the two of you are to make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversions should serve to thin enemies' defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win through without drawing unwarranted attention. Thancred and Yugiri, your mission is to secure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take your heels and circle round to join the infiltration unit of Ishtola and Miku. When all has been set into motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetheryte, accompanied by Lady Minfilia, as was agreed. Well, don't let me keep you, friends. To battle! When did we last fight side by side, Miku? Never? Too long ago, I warrant, but come, let us away. No, wait, Miku started in Limsa, so no, we fought alongside Ishtola before. It's the greatest game ever. I tried to purchase that game once. I literally tried to buy Mega Man 7. I was at a convention, and they had it priced at, I want to say, like $13. And obviously I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah, I've heard this game is awful. I need to try it. And so I pulled out a $20 bill, because here's the thing about me. I never use my debit card at conventions or a credit card, ever. I bring a budget with me in cash, and that's the only thing I use. Vendors prefer it when I do that, generally. I prefer not being tempted the entire day to spend more than my budget. So I pull out my $20 bill, and I walk up to them, and I'm like, yeah, I'd like Mega Man 7, please. Or X7. And they're like, we don't have change. And I was like, what? They were like, sorry, we don't have any change. We literally, we can't sell you it. So I just had to kind of walk away. It was kind of sad. That being said, oh, hi, Ishtola. You know, that being said, it was Mega Man X7 that I was prevented from purchasing. So, like, not a good game. A game that I would have gotten maybe 20 minutes of like, laughing at it out of, and then it would have sat in my backlog forever. Oh, are there more? There are more. Yeah, they were lying to, like, try to stop me from purchasing it. That actually reminds me of another me buying a video game story. Me and a friend of mine or an old friend of mine who I don't talk to anymore. We went to GameStop together, and we bought, I want to say, okay, they had Steel Diver there for $2, and we bought 4 copies of it, I think. And the guy behind the counter was like, why? Why are you buying 4 copies of Steel Diver? Eventually, like his manager had to step in and just be like, just sell them the game. Oh. Nope, 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 don't touch me. Leave me alone. Okay. Hello, Ishtola. Pray do not concern yourself, 'twas but a glancing blow. Come, the Aetheryte is close at hand, let us press on. It's their grave they're digging. I never finished Steel Diver. I never played all the way through it. I played a little bit of it. It was bad. Really bad game. I think this will be voiced.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Did I miss much?
Patch 2.2 we're working on? So this is right after Ninja was added to the game, like 1 patch later. It's interesting.
So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency.
God, you can tell ARR voice acting was done on the cheap really fast.
To the Aetheryte!
Yeah, if anything, he got more elegant, because he switched from doing gladiator attack animations to ninja ones.
You'll forgive me my lateness.
So here's a fun fact about Merylwib. She's a class we can't play. To this day, her class was never added to the game.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled swordwalkers tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
Oh god. This is a really bad time for the echo to kick
I
in.
know this sensation. It's the echo.
What?
Such power! It is transcendent!
Seven hells.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile. I have mastered the gift. I am eternal.
After all that work we did to bond with the Sahagin, I guess we're just killing all of them.
Mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
I mean, I get it. The Sahagin speak is
Die,
really
damn you.
unwieldy.
Foolish shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
There he is.
Heavens forfend.
Damn it all!
My being ebbs away. But it should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
Where did he go?
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon.
We'll be dealing with it
Gather the survivors
eventually.
and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Now, not to spoil anything, but I will say, the Leviathan fight that is upcoming is nowhere near as frustrating or rage-inducing as the one from Final Fantasy XVI. So, just to let you know, there is nowhere to go but up for Leviathan battles on this channel. Understand, I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Enough to raise entire coastal settlements. If his last attempt is any guide, we cannot suffer history to be repeated. Yet how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains in the open seas, effectively beyond our reach, our fleet is second to none. Of that you may be sure, but Limlayan herself would struggle to best the Lord of the Whirl in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat and matchwood of us. We need another plan, that much is plain. Let us return to Libs Laments to see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. Are we on now? We're on Into the Heart of the Whirl. Almost there. Pretty soon, actually, we'll be done with patch 2.2. Have I ever talked about 1.0? I think I've talked a little bit about it, but, like, I don't know. I guess everyone knows the story of, like, what happened.
Beyond South Tidegate in western La Noscia. Hearthstone, 'twas called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the company of heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
It forever shaped the layout of
The
every
area
city in a
was
Realm Reborn.
subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystal stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The Primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
Most of the ARR voice actors are, like, not great. Merowibs is perfect.
First lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the company of heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told.
I did not know this guy had a voice actor. Or spoken
If mounted
lines.
upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's tempest, did he not?
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe, but I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed two ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
I didn't get this the first time.
Now,
Rue.
from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan.
Yep, this guy certainly knows a
This in
lot about
itself will be
Mistbeard.
no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
'Twill be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafierson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
Oh, okay, I guess I have to talk to Yugiri. Why is Yugiri cutscening me? Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that they walked among us in days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I have come face to face with a primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. What is it? A message, Admiral. I judged it best that it be delivered at once. I am listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man has appeared who claims to have defeated Leviathan. What? One of the company of heroes? Details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. I'm disinclined to put any store in this claim, even should it be true. It is, as Ishtola once said, none save the company of heroes have bested Leviathan, and we know how they went about it. If this man is one of their number, what could he tell us that we do not know already? And yet, having wagered Limsa's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? If his testimony could yield us any matter of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. The twin vessel will soon be ready, and we have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report on the supposed Primal Slayer's claims. Miku, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, it will spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning in idleness. The voice actors passed out. We need to let them recharge. The man you're looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet in Lower Lenosha. The Storm Private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. May your journey prove fruitful. I don't remember what this is about. Oh my god, of course it's in Lower Lenosha. Okay, I was not aware that the housing district was right there. I always thought it was closer to Limsa, but no, there's just like a residential suburban neighborhood right here. Yeah, I don't remember what this is about at all. This like, oh, this guy claims to have defeated Leviathan thing. At one point, I should unlock the housing districts on Miku. Probably not on stream, though. They don't really have a storyline to go with them. I just haven't bothered yet because the place where I want to put Miku's apartment isn't... Like, we don't have access to it yet, so... Oh my fucking god. No wonder I don't remember what this is about. Now look here, you. You'll have your bloody story right after you carry those sacks of grain over to the mill. But sir, that's what you said before you had me pick those oranges for you. Before I mucked out the Chocobo stables. And before I rolled that millstone over to the mill. And also before... I'm gonna kill him. I'll kill him. I'll kill him. Gods, man, I've worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days! Do you hear me complaining? I suppose some of us just aren't made for the rougher stuff. Alright, I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that old Tome ain't a generous soul. Now prick up your ears, because I won't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting, you can? Ahem. The trail of Tome's epic victory over the dread primal Leviabetus. Now, Leviabetus is huge, make no mistake. To give you an idea of how big, each of his scales is about as wide across as me members long. Oh, no, don't say that. I didn't know he was allowed to make a reference to that in this game. And that's no mean feat, let me tell you. When I fought him, I could barely see for all the brine he was pelting me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth at least. He even knocked me trusty axe out of me hands at one stage. Of course, that proved to be a grave mistake. What happened next? Why, I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots, but not wanting to take all the glory for myself, I let my mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic, mayhap too modest. Now, there's some say, you can never truly beat Leviathan, but you've got to learn to live with him and make the best of a bad situation. Not the company, though. Oh, it's you! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the attention is all. I take back everything I said. I was never part of the company of heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm a chocobo dung. I know, I'm maggots you find wriggling in chocobo dung. I've delighted women to tumble them, and that don't happen much. I'm not reading that one out loud. I'm not reading that one out loud. I'm not reading that last line. You can't make me. Sure as hell didn't fight Leviathan, but I have seen him with my own eyes. Just a fair few years back, I was working as a baker's hand and was shirking me duties one day, loitering about the harbor when I saw it. Great big massive sea serpent, some malms off the coast, with a fleet of galleons making straight for it, cannons firing. I was so bloody scared, I soiled myself right there and then. What? Oh god, just remembering that day made me soil myself all over again. Hey, wait, if you're asking after Leviathan, that means you're planning to fight him, aren't you? Well, take care, he really is terrible, dreadful. I tell you, if you're not careful, you'll end up in this gullet or at the bottom of the sea. Why, you worthless lying whoreson, I can't believe you made me handle chocobo dung. Miku, this is Minfilia. Were you able to learn aught of use against Leviathan? I beg your pardon? Leviathan? I see. That is unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. We await you at the Morbi dry docks. Pray, make your way there as soon as you are to... Okay. So, I want to mention something here. He talks about Leviathan attacking a ship, and I'm fairly certain that's a reference to the original opening of Final Fantasy XIV, specifically 1.0's opening. So, as a quick refresher, if you don't know the story, FF14 content cycles are given numbers. The Rome Reborn was 2.x, so this is 2.2. It goes all the way out to 2.56. Then there's a Heaven's Word 3.x, Stormblood 4.x, Shadowbringers 5.x, etc., 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 all the way out to 7.x, which is Dawn Trail. Now, you may notice it starts at 2, and that is because the original version of the game was a complete and total failure on all accounts. It was barely optimized. It could barely run on anyone's computer. Very infamously, that opening cutscene with Leviathan attacking a boat when you started in Limsa Lominsa crashed the game on 90% of consumer PCs, so nobody could start in Limsa. It was amazing. They do love referencing it, though. They do. They, of course, ended the game by dropping Dalamud on it, causing a calamity, releasing Bahamut, destroying the world, effectively, and restarting the game in a Realm Reborn after the seventh Umbral Calamity. So, all of this is just to tie back into... He's referencing a cutscene nobody could watch. The 1.0 stuff was generally considered like one of the worst MMOs of all time. So the current version, thank God. Thank God they did that. I'm told your jaunt to the Grey Fleet proved fruitless. My sympathies, lass. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. But enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the Whorleater, I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prodigious tonnage, I've actually never heard that word before, she has been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would mention also that she's nigh unsinkable, but I'm not one to tempt fate. The Whorleater and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give the word and we shall bear you to Leviathan. I know the look. You are ready. Having been constructed in some haste, the Whorleater may not be pretty, but I assure you she's capable. She's been fitted with what our friends at Naldik and Vimeles are calling an elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, it will use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of his hold over water. Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind. I know. I have no idea how that happened at all. It is expected that the Sahagin and their thralls will attempt to come to Leviathan's defense. Accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ diversions. Thancred Nishtola, I'd have you assist in this effort. But, if it is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force must not want for numbers. By your leave, I too would volunteer my blade. We would welcome it. Having seen you fight in Sapsa, I dare say the fishbacks would find your presence highly diverting. Thancred Nishtola, if you would join the 3rd levy, Lady Ugiri the 5th. But what words have I for the woman who was made a sport of slaying gods? Only these. Go warily, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storm, warrior of light. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments and add a few words of mine own. Know that we have the utmost faith in you, Miku. May the crystal bless and keep you. And there's the Whorleater. We'll see how long it takes to queue into this. I'll just drop some more info that I know about 1.0. The MSQ was broken up into chunks that you unlocked at 10 level intervals. The game maxed out at level 50, so 5 chunks to unlock. Very infamously, that would lead to, okay, I'm done with my MSQ stuff. Now I have to grind for like 80 hours. It was really bad about grinding. And they kept doing this thing where you would have an experience cap per day per class to prevent players from rushing to the end of the game and realizing how short it was. So, like, let's just say you could gain 1 level, for example, 1 level per class per day, which made the game just painful. It was garbage. All right, here we go. Leviathan. He's gonna start pretty simple. After like 10 seconds or so, he immediately runs away. And then give us a better view of this. The main mechanic here is he's going to be slapping the deck a lot. That... Okay. There's a lot of ads in this boss fight. Which, as healer, you know, I suppose I should be dealing with them. Or at least helping to. These days, he's definitely a victim of, the item level creep, kind of making some bosses pathetic. The elemental conversion rate is something we need to watch for this opening part of the fight. These Gyre Spoom ads will drain it, and if it doesn't have anything in it, we can't survive to the rest of the fight. It's really rare that the Spooms ever do enough to kill people, though. This is a fight that kind of comes alive on Extreme. We have to operate this once he leaves. In Extreme, when he does this, the sides of the arena break off, and his deck slams become able to kill people. Anyways, he's pretty easy, so, he's already almost dead. Highly recommend checking out the Extreme version of this fight. It's extremely fun. Who knows? Maybe at some point we'll be able to do it on stream. Oh. We have to go back to Limsa. No one's meeting me here? Okay. Oh, it's fine. I just, I don't know. I was expecting a little more. Like fanfare? I saved the realm again. Okay. Yeah, here's another fun fact about 1.0 while we move up there. Teleporting in it, oh boy. Teleporting in it required a timed currency that you earned over time. You would have like a certain amount of teleport points, and they would cap out at a certain amount, and if you wanted to teleport, you had to spend it. So, like, if you run out of teleport points, you have to walk everywhere. And the maps for 1.0, okay, are egregious. There may be some of the worst ever in an... Here, actually... Black Shroud. Yeah, here, let me, get this, I can display it on the screen using technology. This is what one of the zones looked like. So, it's just so bad looking. Oh. Nope. Nope, not what I was trying to grab. Can I just zoom in here? Look at these. Look at this. Each one of these is like its own little chunk of an area. Apparently the mini-map was really bad in 1.0. Yeah, it's really terrible looking. And this was just one of the areas. There were many. The 1.0 Black Shroud is infamous. And if you wanted to teleport out of that, it costs time.
We are sworn to strive till sea swallows all, and swallow all it would have had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you.
Yes, every area there was designed like a pretzel. Yes. All of them. Yeah, now we're talking about winning. Now we're congratulating me.
Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally. On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks. 'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
Yeah, if only. If only. Yep.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world, and the boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
Do you like buy more teleport money or something? I don't think so.
They are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well.
It was designed to be a time gauge.
Your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
It was there to make people not realize how
I'm
content-light
heartened
the
to
game
hear this.
was.
I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
Though you may labor to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Yestola! You jest, of course.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
You know,
Philia, please!
I appreciate bullying Thancred. He kind of deserves it.
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Morderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment, but if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
Oh,
You wish to
Ishtola
work in
jump
private?
scare.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds did before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'shtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the Primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagin's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning. But when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course, then, but know that it will lead to no good end.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
That's, okay, they set this up, this, like, whole, like, oh, you know, getting the beast tribes to live in harmony thing. They set this up now. This shit doesn't get talked about again, like, seriously, until, like, the Endwalker patch cycle. It's crazy. Or maybe the Shadowbringers patch cycle. I forget where exactly it happens. Admiral has informed me of your arrangement. I have, in my keeping, a letter of introduction for Lady Ugiri. To the south stands a gate leading to a pier for smaller fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous Huron man there and present the letter to him. Serves as a gatekeeper of sorts. Now, before you go, I'm obliged to remind you that members of the fraternity to which you would be introduced abide in the shadows of Lominsan society. They value their independence more highly than pirates and are united by a bond stronger than mithril. To wit, they are invariably wary of new faces. Though it be penned by the Admiral herself, mere words on parchment will get you only so far into their confidence. You must work for every ounce of trust they place in you. But here is the letter. Go to the aforementioned place and show it to the aforementioned man. Oh, and good luck. Oh. Is that in the lower decks? Yes. Wonder if they'll acknowledge the fact that I've already leveled Ninja. What's the closest spot to that? Honestly, it might actually just be here. Yeah, the 1.0 stuff was so bad, by the way, just as another mention of that, that basically all of the people who worked on it got like fired or moved off to a different project. The new guy they brought in to restart development had never directed another game before, to my knowledge. And he is still the lead producer of the game, so he's actually currently in Berlin doing a big fan event right now where he's announcing a bunch of stuff. Got business with me, adventurer? Here you go. So you're the woman the Admiral sent word of. I was hoping I might catch a glimpse of Thancred too. Been a while since saw his shite-eating grin, but what with all the doe-eyed wenches about, I expect he's got his hands full. Hello. And you must be a far easterner, what Merowib says wants to train with us. Welcome to Limsa, milady. From what I understand, a lot of them are working on 11 right now. Like, they got moved back to 11, because they originally worked on 11. I'm Ugiri of Doma. 'Tis an honor to make your acquaintance. I must confess, when I first learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of your membership. Would seem I was mistaken. You're not the first person to say that, lass. Limps is a city of pirates, to be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. Might be as my people and I keep to the shadows, but we've got nothing to be ashamed of. Simply better for business that we remain unseen. And so you have developed fighting techniques suited to this purpose, I see. Know that the practitioners of my art, too, are denizens of shadow. 'Tis in stealth that our strength lies. There is much that we might learn from one another, I think. Then what in the seven hells are we waiting for? If you'd come with us, you Gary of what's it? That was racist, sir. We can get acquainted for more in more private surrounds. That didn't come out right, did it? Lady Miku, I shall return with or remain with these people for some time, that I might study their ways. Though I am loath to be separated from my countrymen, I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. You have been a true friend to us Domans. No words would suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope to begin imparting my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When that time comes, it would be my honor to welcome you as a student. Much and more has occurred since I first beheld Eorzea from the galleon's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not envisage being invited to play a part in your noble struggle. But forgive me, I have kept you over long. Doubtless you have pressing business of your own. Rest assured that I no longer require an escort in this land. But when next you meet Lady Minfilia, pray relay to her my humblest thanks. Would that I could do so in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, Warrior of Light. Hold on. Some tabs I can close. There we go. I had tabs for all of the individual story quests we had to clear open tonight. And I don't need those anymore because we are done with what I hoped to get, like, finished, or, you know, what I hope to complete tonight. So
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Hildibrand. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me. When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul. But never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder. Could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long.
Oh, hello. Speak of the devil.
Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldessian.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be.
Wow, they set this up early. We don't deal with this until
Postulated that a
Stormblood.
magic was evoked, like
So.
in power to Ultima.
12 preserve.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
They do love setting up things years in advance. It's like their favorite thing. Oh, speaking of.
It is done, my lord. Forgive my impertinence, my lord. But these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
Okay. Well, having arrived at this point, again, we are at the end of patch 2.2, and we're at the first quest of patch 2.1, and we still have a major side quest chain to do. So again, I'm going to let the audience decide. Do we press on with the MSQ for another patch? Or do we stop to do, or I guess start, maybe do most of the side quest chain? It's quite long. That might actually come in handy. That might come in handy. That is market prohibited. I'm tossing this. It's not useful. I'm pretty sure that side quest chain is the only major one left that isn't a class quest thing. To my knowledge, anyways. Side quest so your debt doesn't build up again more than it already has. It can't. The thing is, it can't build up anymore. We are at a point where we can no longer build up side quest debt because we are fully leveled on every class, and Heavensward side quests don't pop up until we enter Heavensward. So, but yes, we should probably start the side quests here. So most of the job quests are about, I don't know, about 10-ish side quests. These side quests, let me just count real fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 side quests are in this side quest chain. So it is quite long. And we can't put it off until Heavensward because it continues in Heavensward. This 21 quest line actually continues into almost every expansion. We will be returning to this over and over again. I don't know that there's any way they could be adding to our side quest debt. Anyways, the reason why I say this, this is required is because there are trial bosses in this quest line. There are boss fights, multiple, in this quest line. 3 of them from A Realm Reborn, actually. So let me, we probably won't get super far in them tonight because, you know, it's getting a little bit late, and I do still want to do the Culinarian quests. But we can at the very least accept the first one. There it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't want to jump over that post anyways. Here we go. I hear you've been busy as a bee, Miku. Seems half the whispers what come my way relate to your comings and goings. Being the active type you are, I reckon you'd be interested in investigating some queer rumors, am I right? But before that, let me ask, ever heard of a man named Hildibrand? No. To hear him tell it, he was Eorzea's greatest and most famous inspector. Still, I can't say I'm surprised you don't know him. To his credit, Hildibrand and his assistant had a knack for showing up when something shady was afoot. As for sussing out the culprits, well, he had his moments, though I hesitate to give him sole credit. And he wrote, 5 years ago, he gets it in his head that he's cracked the code of Maelstrom's 7th verse, Dalamud, the Calamity. All of it can be stopped, he says, so long as he finds the hero of the prophecy. And wouldn't you know it, the hero was Hildibrand himself. So he flies off towards Dalamud. Aye, that's right, he flew. Launches himself straight into the air somehow, ridiculous as it sounds. Of course, it's only logical that he's got to come back down, though it was only recently that we found his body. I had a reason for bringing this up. Right, so Nashu, Hildibrand's erstwhile assistant, has since become an inspector in her own right. At present, she's investigating the queer rumors I mentioned earlier. She's a sweet lass, a bit daft, but sweet nonetheless. So when I hear she's at wit's end, I want to help. Thing is, I prefer to meddle in the affairs of the live-in. Zombies are most definitely not my forte, so if you're willing, I'd be grateful if you lent her a hand. As for where to find her, she'd like to visit Hildibrand's grave in the Lich Yard, when she's frustrated. Try looking for her there first. No reason. We're doing a normal side quest chain. A very normal side quest chain with normal characters and normal additions to the lore. This is definitely not a sequence of quests that are as unhinged as possible that have been going since 1.0. Oh, if only you were still alive, Inspector. You'd know how to stop these zombies. Ah, you there. Could it be? You've come to offer your services to me. Yeah, of course. That's the theme of tonight. It started in 1.0, which we can't play. Oh, but where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. Ahem. My name is Nashu, Agent of Inquiries, Extraordinary Inspector. At least that's what I'm trying to be. It's not quite as easy as he made it look. Inspector Hildibrand was a great man, a real Eorzean hero. We traveled the world, me and him, solving cases and thwarting evil. No matter the mystery, you could always count on the Inspector to solve it with grace and style. But then there was the final case. The case of the century, he called it. How to stop the Red Moon from destroying the world. To save us all, he flew into the sky, and all I could do was watch. But then he came back down, and he... You ready to see a 1.0 cutscene? 1.0 wasn't quite built for that, but eventually they realized that was the only salvageable piece of its legacy, so... This is all a joke. A big, funny joke, right, Inspector? Any moment now, you'll burst out of the ground and shout, "Surprise! Had you fooled, eh?" And we'll laugh and laugh. They say no one remembers the Warriors of Light. Their names, their faces, all gone forever. But I remember you, Inspector. No, Gentleman Hero Hildibrand. I can never be the hero you were, but I'll do my best to try. I, Nashu, Inspector Extraordinaire, will carry on your legacy. So I told myself, well, Nashu, there must be a leader, a head zombie, who tells the rest what to do. Therefore, all we need to do is kill him. Again, that is. Unfortunately, I don't know where he is or how to find him, But now that you're here, my faithful assistant, you can try the one good idea I've come up with so far. If you go to where these dapper zombies were last seen in southern Thanalan, you might find them, and then you could, you could become their friend and ask to meet their leader. Yes, that's sure to work. Okay. So now, we gamble. So this requires us to complete a fate. A fate that is not up. Awesome. In fact, there are actually no fates up. Oh no, okay. There are some. There are some. So we'll wait a couple minutes. We'll see if it spawns. And if it doesn't spawn, we'll just move on and do the Culinarian quests and work on this next time. This quest has a ridiculous bottleneck that only a Realm Reborn would still have in it. So, like, I don't know. I just don't know. What's funny is while I was working on Bravura weapon, like, relic grinding, it spawned a bunch, actually. But I knew, I was like, yeah, I'm seeing this all the time right now. But the moment I'm waiting for Hildibrand, the moment I'm trying to start Hildibrand, this will not be here. And I was right. I was very, very right. Technically speaking, we could make this move a little faster by clearing some of these. There you are! Oh, hold on. We need Len. I didn't even see the second one, honestly. What is it they say when I hit them? Say it again. Last one died before I could read it. Begone, villain, leave the gentle dead men in peace, is what it says. I didn't know this one was so long. That one said, "You are neither a gentleman nor a zombie." Okay. There we go. Oh, you know what? It is 11:30. I do want to start the Culinarian quests, so that is what we're going to do. So we will continue Hildibrand next time. which is good. That means we can really get into it next time. I'm very happy to have the annoying part of this quest line out of the way, which is unlocking it. And now to rush through the Culinarian Guild. I didn't remember the Carpenter Guild at all. And I extra don't remember this one. So okay. There you are. Well, if it ain't young Miku, and judging by the burns on your hands, you've been working hard at your cooking. Good on ya. You're an inspiration to your peers, lass, especially Ingham. He's been working like a man possessed since that business with the grilled dodo. Now it's made, not that it's made much difference. Truth be told, I'm convinced he's made a pig ear of things again. He hasn't told me as much, mind, but it's writ plain on his face. I've tried to prise the story out of him, see if there's aught I can do, but he bites his tongue when I'm around, stubborn sod. Any road I was thinking might be as he'd open up to one of his peers, fucking Levinson, and seeing as how, look at this sentence, and seeing as how ye've had much effect on him, like my brain is just struggling to keep up. I reckon you might be just the last for the job. So do us a favor and coax the story out of him, would you? Oh, and lend him a hand if he needs one. You again, what have you come for this time? Oh, I see, the Guildmaster has you spying on me now? He thinks I'm incompetent and can't be trusted to do my own work? Who am I fooling? Master Lingsa thinks I'm incompetent, it's because I am. With me, it's one bungled order after another. Shames me to reveal this to you of all people, but I'm offended. I've offended some of the Bismarck's regulars. The man, my Timaga is his name, has a soft spot for meat kebabs. And I thought I'd impress him with a complimentary skewer, only to have his expression turn sour the instant he took a bite. I'll never forget the steel in his voice when he said that he would have words with the management. I meant to add luster to the Bismarck's proud reputation. Instead, I tarnished it. I want to set things right, but I don't know how. My Tamaga's still out on the terrace, but I can't bear facing him again. Not this soon. Gods, what am I to do? No, I shan't be ordering anything else. I see you're still here. Let me guess. You've come to apologize on behalf of the sorry excuse for the chef who made that god's awful meat kebab. Well, I'm afraid the damage has been done. I've been served second-rate food at the Bismarck. Oh, God, I want to kill this man. I want to kill this man. I want to kill him. I'm feeding him poison. I'm feeding him rat poison. I'm actually going to feed him poison. It is only right that the man responsible should be dismissed, and I mean to see to it that he is. Do not mistake my intention. I do this solely to preserve the Bismarck's good name. Were it to become known that Lingshath was employing the services of inferior chefs, this once fine establishment would soon fall into disrepute. You've yet to speak a word, but I take it you were not pleased with my evaluation. Very well, if you would have me believe that this incident was an aberration and not, in fact, indicative of a general decline in standards, I suggest you convince me with your cooking. I will not have it said that I'm an unreasonable man. Make me another meat kebab, one fit for consumption this time, and I shall reconsider my stance. So, I have every item we need to complete the quests. And I purchased every single one of them except for one, which is like one of these. It's this, the F steak. All of these total were less than 10,000 gil on the market board. The Culinarian quests are the cheapest of the crafting and gathering quests for some reason, which is weird because these recipes are all like hard. You have to gather a lot of stuff. Here it is. Finally, unless you have any objections, I shall sample it in your kitchen. That way, I can treat Lingsate to my opinion with the flavor still fresh upon my palate. Well, well, it would seem you have made amends for your fellow chef's failure. This is moist and flavorsome as meat kebab as I have ever tasted, and I've tasted more than I can count. As a matter of fact, I consider myself something of a connoisseur of the dish, and I know more than a little about its preparation. Would you like me to tell you what I think your colleague did wrong? First of all, in his eagerness... I don't want you to tell me that. In his eagerness to seal the meat's moisture, he left it searing for far too long, producing something akin to charcoal. Not so with your dodo. Its surface is charred just enough to make to be aromatic while the middle is still moist. Second, your friend grilled all the ingredients together, even though tomato and paprika require far less time over the fire than the meat. To your credit, you did not fall into this trap. Last but not least, your friend was too heavy on the salt. Those with underdeveloped palates may beg to differ, but it is the harmony of sweet, sour, and salty that makes a meat kebab. And yours, my friend, struck the perfect balance. Which brings me to my conclusion. I was wrong to assume the quality of your colleague's dish was indicative of a general decline in standards. Seeing that Bismarck's reputation is in no immediate danger, thus reassured, I shall forget about this incident. Master Ling Saith has done well to train such a capable culinarian. I pray you continue honing your skills in his tutelage. I hate this man. I hate this man. I hate this man. I hate this man. Ah, Miku, just the woman I was looking for. Words have already reached my ears about what you've got up to while I was away. To hear him tell it, you single-handedly restored old Matumaga's faith in the Bismarck. For that, you have my gratitude, lass, and Ingham's too. I told him to thank you in person, but he's too bloody proud. Don't hold it up against him, though, eh? I've already forgiven the daft sod. I don't know what you've heard about me, and I ain't never been one to give I ain't never been one to give none of mine the axe for buggering up a dish or three. There's no denying our patrons are important, but they ain't the main reason for being here. Nay, me first duty is the training of culinarians, and even if the good name of the restaurant suffers for it, you won't see me shedding no tears. You know why, lass? Because it's the people what ultimately make this place. And more than anything else, it's their passion for cooking that I wants to bring out. Truth be told, there's only one reason I'd send a man away, if he stopped wanting to be a culinarian. Oh! Jump scare. Of course, I doubt that'll ever apply to you. In the short time you've been here, you've already proven yourself more than capable, and so long as you keep your nose to the stove, you're only going to get better. I look forward to seeing what you're capable of, and tasting it for good measure. How do you do, Miku? I've been taking care of yourself, lass. Remember, if you ain't got your health, you ain't got nothing. Speaking of health, one of our lot ain't been her normal self of late. Divan Dove's her name. She's been having a bit of trouble letting go, judging by the grimace she's been wearing. I told the poor woman she should take better care of herself, but she'll barely leave the kitchen for anything, which is probably how the problem came about. Now I comes to think of it, any road, if it ain't sorted soon, I'm worried she'll burst. Do you know what a pixie plum is, lass? 'Tis a fruit, what's native to Kurthus, and just the thing to help solve Divan Dove's problem. Trouble is, they're bitter as sin when fresh, which is why plenty of chefs don't cook with the things. Of course, what they don't know is you can get rid of the bitterness by drying them. Still, better still, doing so brings out their natural sweetness without affecting their other properties, giving rise to the noble treat that is the dried plum. Now, I would have made these myself, but I ain't got no plums at the moment, and I can't very well leave my post to go get them, so I need you to do the procuring and make it in my stead. You can pick the plums in the wilds if you're fond of foraging. Failing that, take a gander at the market board in West Ockers Alley. Oh, and once the dried plums are ready, see that Divan Dove eats them, would you? Aye, and might want to avoid letting on about the whys and wherefores, touchy subject and all that. You want me to give you your opinion, or my opinion on your handiwork? Dried plums on the market board are approximately like 30 gil. Maybe less. Well, my dodo won't need turning for a little while, so I suppose I can spare a moment. Let's go to the upper floor. You're leaving it in the oven? Okay. Oh, these are lovely. What kind of fruit did you say they were? Pixie plums. Well, I never. There isn't a hint of bitterness about them. The drying process rids them of that, you say? I had no idea. In truth, the only thing I did know about pixie plums is that they're a traditional remedy for... Now look here. We've barely exchanged 2 words since you joined this guild, and here you are being presumptuous. What? It was all the guildmaster's idea. Oh, gods, has the man no decency? This is an outrageous invasion of my privacy. Unforgivable and strangely moving. As busy as I am, not so busy as Master Ling saith, yet somehow he finds the time to look after as many charges, while I can scarcely spend a moment to look after myself. I've been working so hard, maybe effort is not the answer. Perhaps I just need to relax a little. Thank you for the gift. Promise to take better care of myself in the future. I'm sorry, was our goal... Our goal in that quest was to make this Rogadin woman not constipated. Okay. Great timing, Miku. Just so happens I've got a task for you, what'll test your ingenuity in the kitchen. Diving Dove's looking a lot less tense thanks to your dried prunes, but she's still a bit on the pale side for my liking. Woman needs some red meat in her, if you ask me, and I want you to cook it. A nice big all-goat steak should put some color back in her cheeks. Thing is, Diving Dove don't care much for the meat. All-goat's tough as leather, you see, and it's got plenty of pungent flavor to boot. Highlanders, just about the only folks that enjoy it. Safe to say, you'll need to do something about the texture and taste if you want Diving Dove to eat your all-goat steak. Got that? Now run along, eh? I just bought it off the market board. Oh, is this what I think it is? If so, I must warn you, I'm not particularly fond of Ald Goat. My evaluation may not be the most objective, but if you insist... My word, are you certain this is Ald Goat? It's not chewy in the slightest. You've done a fine job of tenderizing the meat, I must say. What's more, I can scarce make out the pungent flavor. It remains, to be sure, but it's somehow pleasant, almost delicious when complemented by garlic. Being rich in iron, Ald Goat is supposedly good for you, but its texture and taste leave a lot to be desired. Which is why I've always loathed the stuff. How ironic that you should choose me, of all people, to sample you. Wait a minute, this is another one of the Guildmaster's schemes to nurse me back to health, isn't it? Why, that interfering... I said I would take better care of myself, didn't I? Apparently he thinks he knows better. At any rate, it does nothing to detract from your achievement. You've made me change my mind about Ald Goat, that's no small coup. No chef in my native Ul'dah would have gone to such lengths to make the meat appealing. They would have dismissed it as lowly fare, unworthy of their time. Ul'dah cuisine is a true product of life in the Sultanate, you see, rife with pomp and pretense. I began my career there, but I soon grew weary of all the charlatans masquerading as gourmands. To hear them speak, one would assume that gold leaf was an essential part of every meal. That's why I came to Limsa Lominsa. And thank the gods I did. Here, the people's love of cuisine is simple and pure. It shows in the dedication of our guild members. Not a day goes by that I do not count myself fortunate to have been given the opportunity to work alongside fine culinarians like you. Alright, next quest. Bollocks. Me hand. Okay. God, I hate Lominson. Ow. How in the seven hells am I meant to cook with one bloody hand? Ugh. All the goddamn times I could have heard it. Why, it'd have to be now? Forgive the language, lass. Don't worry. It ain't serious. Well, it's a bit serious, to tell the truth. Gone and knackered me hand trying to catch a falling crate, you see. It'll heal and all, but it hurts like a bastard. Can't so much as scratch me ass with it. Never mind it'll hold a skillet. Wouldn't be so bad, but we got ourselves a bigwig coming to dine today, one of the most powerful men in Ul'dah. Now, I've been in the business for decades, and I ain't no stranger to coddled dignitaries, what whine about the color of the bloody crockery, and how there's too much parsley garnish on top of their soup. But this ain't no ordinary coddled dignitary we're dealing with. This one fancies himself a food critic, and he's always out to find fault, real or not. And that ain't the worst of it. Owing to his influence, he's driven out more than a few respectable establishments into the ground. For this, he's earned himself the name of Chef's Bane in many culinary circles. Each time the man's dined at the Bismarck, I've personally done the cooking so as to avert disaster. Don't get me wrong, I've got complete trust in all my chefs, but if the Bismarck goes under, the guild goes with it. And that ain't a burden I can put on just anyone's shoulders. But this time, someone's gonna have to fill in for me. And I want that someone to be you, Miku. You've proven yourself more than capable, and in high-pressure situations besides, I'm confident you won't let us down. You do well to begin by talking with Divin Bone. Being a native of Ul'dah might be as she knows something of the chefs, but I mean, Lord Lolorito. I did not know Lord Lolorito was in this side quest. Okay. That's like an MSQ guy. He feels out of place. I'm aware of the situation, but don't panic. With the guildmasters indisposed, all is not yet lost. In case you're unfamiliar with our distinguished guest, he is the head of the East Aldenard Trading Company. You may not have heard that name before. No, we have. You'll almost certainly have heard of the many famous brands it owns, such as Estames Lapidaries and Sunsilk Tapestries. Lord Lolorito's countless successes have made him the wealthiest man in Ul'dah, a place where wealth and influence are synonymous. It goes without saying that he has a seat on the Syndicate, the cabal that rules the Sultanate. Lest you wonder, Ul'dah is only notionally a sultanate these days. Anyway, as is often the way with men of means, Lord Lolorito is a lover of fine cuisine, and as the Guildmaster doubtless mentioned, he's made a name for himself as a ruthless food critic. The man is a penchant for making life miserable for chefs. Indeed, he never places an order, but demands instead that you impress him, and therein lies our first dilemma: what to serve. Lest you think the fates unduly mischievous, I'm happy to report that the odds are not wholly stacked against us. It just so happens that Lord Lolorito's butler, a fellow by the name of Nono Pessa, is dining at the Bismarck at this very moment. This is a golden chance to learn what manner of dish Lolorito craves. Go to Nono Pessa on the terrace and try to coax the information out of him. Good luck. Oh, he's smoking. I was like, what the fuck is he doing? I'm sorry, I think I may have misheard. Did you say that you would be preparing Lord Lolorito's meal? Well, this is rather unexpected, but if Master Lingsath saw fit to entrust the task to you, then you must not be without skill. You wish to know what my master desires to eat? Finally, it occurs someone to ask me that question. It is my duty to see that my lord never wants for comfort, and naught pleases me more than to see Lord Lolorito in high spirits. As such, I should be glad to share with you what I know. Shortly prior to arriving in Limsa, my master spoke of being seized by a craving for a hearty meal of meat, though he did not mention a specific dish. I happen to know that smoked raptor is a particular favorite of his. Needless to say, a man of such refined taste as he would expect no less than the finest sample of the dish. I hope this information serves you well. Lord Lolorito is due to conclude his business negotiations presently, and will desire to make his meal thereafter. Once the smoked raptor is ready, pray bring it to me, and I shall see it delivered to my master. The smoke raptor is ready? Good. Now I trust you won't object to an inspection, lest you worry about your handiwork being defaced. My years of serving Lord Lolorito have taught me how to taste with sight and smell alone. Oh, of course Lolorito doesn't actually show up. That's really funny. At least his butler's not insane. Yeah. By the gods, this raptor is sublime. That is a chicken. That's a turkey. That's a roasted bird. That ain't a raptor. The marriage of cracked pepper and sun lemon begets an irresistible fragrance that perfectly complements the aroma of the meat. The flavor is rounded out with the mellow fruitiness of olive oil, which also tends to lends the shank a lustrous sheen that tantalizes the eye. I've presided over Lord Lolorito's dining table for many years. I can say without reservation that this is the most delectable smoked raptor I have ever had the pleasure of not eating. It is a little wonder that Master Lingsath deemed you fit to cook in his stead. I doubt that even he could have delivered a better rendition of my master's favorite dish. You, madam, are quite a culinarian. But I sense you are more relieved than flattered. Hardly surprising, I suppose. Much and more is said of my master's uncompromising approach to cuisine. While I will not refute the rumors, you may rest assured that the Bismarck has no cause to worry. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I must see my lord's meal delivered to him. You may look forward to hearing his judgment anon, and entirely without my trepidation, if my senses do not fail me, pray send Master Lingsath my compliments. Yeah, okay, I should have known that Lolorito would not actually pop up. Did it, Miku? You impressed the pants off of Lolorito's butler. Nono Pessa knows his master's taste better than his own, and his approval's all the assurance I need. The guild's safe, and it's all thanks to you. You never cease to amaze me, Miku. Came with us with nary knowledge of cooking, and now you're like a second left hand. Well, that didn't come out right. What I meant to say was you're as useful to me as the hand I hold my skillet with. Something no culinarian can do without. You've got it in you to be one of the finest chefs in the realm. and I would see you fulfill your potential. Promise me you'll keep at your cooking. My god, that's only the level 30 quest. Deal with these later. These are all kind of worthless at this point. Unless that fry pan, item level 24, item level 29. Okay, we're still not past the point where we get like a better second, like offhand tool. Right, good of you to drop in again, Miku. You'd be surprised at how many of your guildmates stop coming all together, thinking they know what needs knowing. But as any scholar would tell you, the learning never stops, and I speak from experience. There's some that say I'm the best in the realm, but there ain't a day that passes that I don't discover something new. Now, you and me, we're chefs first and foremost, but there's more to the restaurant business than just cooking. That's why I want to speak with Letitia, our bookkeeper. Before coming to us, she herself was a scholar doing customs work at Melvin's Gate. You stand to learn much by seeing things from her perspective. I don't understand how this leads to me cooking something. Ah, Miku, the chef who prepared Lord Lolorito's meal in the Guildmaster's stead. Thanks to your heroics, the Bismarck's reputation came through unscathed. We all owe you for that. So what brings you to my counter? Master Lingsath said you would have you learn about the restaurant business at large, you say. Why, of course, it would be my pleasure to share with you such knowledge as I possess. Before we begin, I could do with a bite to eat. It's been a long and busy shift, and I haven't had the chance to sit down for a proper meal. By way of board, might I trouble you to prepare some ratatouille for me? And call me spoiled, but please make it the most exquisite serving you can manage. My thanks in advance. Don't mean to rush you, but if the ratatouille takes much longer, I fear I'm to pass out from exhaustion. Here you go. Never had ratatouille before. Wonder if it's good. Ah, such enticing aroma. I will enjoy this right away. It's like, I don't know what the word for it is. It's like a mixture of a bunch of, like, vegetables in, like, tomato sauce, right? 1 second and she's already frothing at the mouth. Yeah. Literally, like 1 second later. God, where is my food? I can't remember last time I had such tasty ratatouille. That was truly wonderful, and if my hunger sated you did not eat it, we can now delve into the kind of work I do here. It's right there. You didn't eat it. You did not eat the ratatouille. In fact, you have just witnessed one of my more important duties, keeping track of our members' progress. I found that sampling each person's rendition of ratatouille gives me marvelous insight into their growth. Owing to its simplicity, vegetable sauté lends itself well to variation, allowing the chef to pour himself into its creation. Indeed, your own bespeaks your ability to create a quality dish under strict time constraints. 1 second. Do not underestimate that skill. You'll find a great deal of restaurants' success lie in performing tasks expeditiously. As an example, some other services I provide are procuring ingredients, ensuring our equipment functions, and, perhaps most importantly, listening to our customers. If any of these tasks were ignored for an extended time period, it's safe to say the Bismarck would fall into chaos and our name would lose its considerable luster. Well, I trust you now have something of an insight into my responsibilities. I only wish that all our members shared your curiosity about what goes into running this place. Like, looks out into the room. I only wish everyone could be as good as Miku. Unfortunately. Is this an offhand? There we go. Oi, Miku, you're just the last I was looking for, which is to say, you be the last what Letitia was looking for. She is in need of some practiced hands, and you've got the only ones she'll trust. Well, besides mine, of course. But I've got my own matters to attend to. Take fair warning, though, Miku. The better you get, the more others will turn to you. It's a fine feeling being relied upon, but it can be the right pain in the ass too. Any road, enough of prattle. Run along and find out what Letitia wants. This world of exotic names, there's someone named Jin. It's like, yep, looking at you, Ingham. Making fun of the poor guy we were helping earlier. My thanks for agreeing to help, Miku. Now, I will tell you the details of your task, but I must ask that you keep it in the utmost confidence. The Admiral is scheduled to host an afternoon tea for visiting dignitaries, and the Bismarck has been called upon to provide the repast and refreshments. I have been charged with conceiving the menu and require help making a few sample dishes. I would be grateful if you could prepare a blood currant tart, a serving of a pastry fish, and a cup of chamomile tea, all of the finest quality. As the woman of the sea, the Admiral drinks liquor like most folk drink water, but the same cannot be said of her guests, hence the afternoon tea is supposed to say, a dinner banquet. Alas, we know little and less of their taste besides that, so I am forced to consider a wide variety of options. It has proven to be quite a task, but with your help I am confident we can serve up a menu to please. Okay, I will say, that's one problem I have with Merowib's characterization in this game. They talk a lot about her drinking and being a piratey kind of person, but we don't see it, like, ever. And I kind of wish we saw that side of Merowib directly. How are the items I requested coming along? Here you go. Such a tantalizing medley of aromas. I cannot wait to sample each one. You've outdone yourself yet again, Miku. As soon as our guests seat themselves at the table, their noses will be enticed by the rich, relaxing fragments of chamomile. Having taken a warming sip of the tea, their attention will next turn to tart and pastry. For an instant, they are at a loss. Both dishes are prepared with such loving detail. Is this mere food to consume or art to admire? They feel a twinge of sadness that they must deface such beauty, but that sensation is short-lived, for no sooner do their teeth break the flaky crust than they experience a veritable symphony of tastes and textures. The making of pastries and sweets demands not only a delicate hand, but an artistic sense besides, and you, Miku, are possessed of both. I can recommend you to the Admiral without reserve. I owe you an apology and an explanation. I wasn't being wholly forthright with you. While I am indeed tasked with conceiving the menu for the Admiral's functions, it's also my job to select the guild master, or the guild member, who will serve as her chef. I am thrilled to inform you that honor shall fall to you, the woman who passed my test with flying colors. There's no doubt in my mind that you will represent the Bismarck admirably. Keep up the fine work and be close at hand for when the Admiral has need of you. Okay, so by doing good, I have earned more work. Damn it. I'm told you passed the Letitia's test with flying colors, and now you're to cook for the Admiral's official functions. Well, the time has come for you to begin flexing them culinary muscles for the good of laments and diplomacy. Word arrived from the bridge just now. A foreign dignitaries come to Limsa, and the Admiral wants us, by which I mean you, to fashion the meal together. Letitia's got all the details, so you'll want to speak with her. Go and do us proud, Miku. Oh, and I can equip that now. There. It's much better for our item level. Been waiting for you, Miku. As I'm sure Lingsath informed you, we are playing host to a man of some importance, an emissary from the Holy See of Ishgard. Oh, Ishgard, like mentioned. Okay. Your task is to prepare a dish that will satisfy him. When the Admiral receives foreign visitors, she ordinarily requests that we serve them the best of Leminson cuisine. This time, however, she wishes to treat her guests to a taste of home away from home, a gesture of goodwill. To this end, you will prepare a serving of Zamail gratin. It is a baked dish of F-tail and popatoes, creamy and warming, that is the mainstay in the cold climes of Ishgard. Suffice it to say that only the finest sample of the dish, made with only the finest ingredients, will do on this occasion. Is the Zamail gratin ready yet? Remember, only the finest sample of the dish will do. Uh-huh. Fresh off the market board. Earlier, yesterday? I think I prepared for this yesterday, so. Yes, it certainly looks and smells the part. Let us see if the same can be said of the taste. Oh my, simply exquisite. The crust is baked to golden perfection, and breaking it yields the creamy goodness beneath. F-tail tends to be lean and sinewy, but grinding it solves the problem. The Ishgardians have prepared the meat in this fashion since eras past, and I am pleased to see that you have done likewise. As for the potato slices, they are boiled enough to be cooked through, yet not so much as to render them bereft of texture. In summary, your Zamail gratin leaves not to be desired. Lest you wonder, the dish takes its name from one of Ishgard's oldest and proudest families. House Zamail has long stood at the forefront of castle building. Legend has it, the family created this dish in order to fill the bellies and warm the hearts of their workers. I am confident that your rendition will do the same for our esteemed guest. Today, your culinary creation shall serve not only to sate hunger, but also to close the distance between nations. You can hold your head up high, Miku. Keep up your efforts. Soon, you will become the equal of Masterling South himself. Wild that they have any Ishgardian anyone visiting. We haven't been there yet. We've been to their front gates. We have visited, why am I blanking on his name? The guy with the hot chocolate who hits on us all the time. Harchifant. We visited Harchifant. If you don't remember, that was during the around level 40 MSQ range. We've found that Ishgard doesn't exactly have diplomatic relations with anybody at all. They're kind of completely isolationist. Thank the gods you're here, Miku. The Admiral's due to receive the Sultana of Ul'dah, and the Bismarck's been called on to handle the welcoming feast, but that ain't the half of it. Sultana specifically requested that your cooking be served. Seems the word of your talents reached her grace's ears, and not would do, but she must sample your culinary creations. Now that's all well and good, but there's a bleeding lot at stake here. Pleasing the Sultana would win you more acclaim than aught else you could do. But if you was to bugger it up, well, I'd rather not dwell on it. Right now, all we know is she's keen to dine on something tasty, but if you want to guarantee your royal client's satisfaction, you'll need to learn what she's hankering for. As always, you can count on the help of your guildmates. For starters, you do well to consult Diving Dove, woman's from Ul'dah, as you know, and might be she can offer me some insights into the Sultana's preferences. Off you go now, and good luck. It's okay, I'm friends with the Sultana. I doubt she would complain about anything I served her. In Ul'dah, commoners like myself seldom get the chance to see the Sultana in the flesh. It is a great honor being called upon to prepare her grace's meal, but I warn you, proceed with caution. I'm sure you will recall Lord Whorleater, your erstwhile patron, while a troubling rumor is circulating to the effect that he arranged this royal visit. As a member of the Syndicate, it's entirely within his powers to do so. And if the whispers can be believed, Whorleater's sole purpose for bringing the Sultana to Limsa is to humiliate you, Miku. And by extension, the Bismarck. Whatever his reasons, it would seem he is still intent on proving our creations wanting. And so, to preserve our good name, it would benefit you to do as the Guildmaster suggested and learn all you can of her Sultana's tastes. For this, I recommend you consult Letitia. Knowing her, she's already begun looking into the matter. Been expecting you, Miku. I may be more bookkeeper than chef, but I'm no less a member of the Bismarck. As such, I mean to do all in my power to see that you succeed in pleasing the Sultana. Lord Whorleater has gone to great lengths to prevent us from discovering the Sultana's preferences, but discovering them we shall. At any given time, there may be a great many Uldans visiting Limsa Luminsa, be it for business or leisure. I suggest you begin by learning all you can from them. You might also wish to speak with Rub Epoken, a former colleague of mine at Mielvin's Gate. As a customs officer, she has an overview of exports to Ul'dah. Realize this may be a stretch, but we cannot have too many hints. Oh my god. I was hoping, like, okay, quick last quest. No. Know about the Sultana. Her graces possessed a good heart, that much is plain, but if you ask my honest opinion, she's rather young to be really... Oh, her preference is at the table. In that case, I know for a fact she is partial to a crowned pie. I once went to the patisserie to buy one, only to be informed her grace had bought out the entire shop. It kind of is, yeah. It's funny because this is like really out of character for Whorleater and the Sultana. Like, we know both of them. We've talked to them extensively. They're mainstays in the MSQ. Well, yes, I do happen to come from Ul'dah. Is there something you require? You wish to know what the Sultana likes to eat? I scarcely qualify to judge such things, but I do recall this one time I went to the markets. There was this vendor crying a stock of meats. If the fellow is to be believed, his beef was bound for the royal kitchens, to be used to make beef stew for her grace. I hope that helps. Beef stew? I'm sorry, they live in a desert. Why is she... Stew warms you up. You don't want to be eating stew in the desert? Where's Mealvin's Gate again? Oh my god. Okay, seems like I have to go to the Aetheryte Plaza. This is a weird quest line. This is a strange one for sure. What the Sultana likes to eat, you ask? I cannot claim first-hand knowledge, but some moons ago there was an article in the Mithril Eye. Remember that. Remember the Mithril Eye is a thing. Her Grace was on a royal visit to Gridania, where she reportedly fell in love with a local dish. Something called Trapper's Quiche, if memory serves. Oh, I can take this off now. Let's see. So, Trapper's Quiche, Crowned Pie, Effed Steak, and Beef Stew. Those ones? That's what I have to get? Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm getting a lot of the bad ones out of the way first. I'm saving the two that I know are pretty good for last. So... you must be from the Bismarck. Letitia sent word that you might be along to learn what manner of cuisine the Sultana enjoys. While I do not have plain answers for you, I can tell you that F-Tails suddenly vanished from the Luminson market right before her Grace arrived. Some investigative work revealed that the tails were snapped up by the East Aldenar Trading Company, which is chaired by none other than Lord Lorito. Somehow I doubt this is a simple coincidence. After all, when one thinks of F-Tail, one can't help but think of the eponymous dish F-Steak. I would wager that Lord Lorito seeks to prevent you from making it. All the more reason to prepare a plate, no? Alright, back to the Culinarians Guild. To hopefully finish this off. It's going later than I thought. How many do we have after this? I think it's like 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think. Hello. It's good to see you've returned, Miku. Judging by your elated expression, I take it your investigation has borne fruit. 4 potential fruits, you say. An F-steak, a bowl of beef stew, a serving of Trapper's Quiche, and a crowned pie. Picking which one the Sultana is the greatest tender for is a quandary, so why not prepare all of them? It is to be a grand banquet, is it not? Certainly not be taken amiss were you to present several dishes. With that settled, the best you get to work. Needless to say, all the dishes must be prepared to the highest standard. Once they're ready, please deliver them to the banquet venue. Speak with Zonthale at Bulwark Hall and he will grant you admittance. This is the moment of truth, Miku. Go and do us proud. I didn't know they could pop up 4 things at once. All of these are like 7 ingredient crafts or some shit too. It's crazy. You are the Culinarian Miku. I am informed... I talked to you earlier for MSQ. I like that they're not programmed to recognize me. Informed that you will be serving an F steak, a bowl of beef stew, a serving of Trapper's Quiche. Yep, my lords and ladies are besides themselves with anticipation. Please do not keep them waiting over long. Ah, the dishes. Yes, everything appears to be in order. You may enter. I just, like, pull, like, all the plates of food out of my pocket. When they're on the job, their brains switch to another mode. No memory of me at all. It's like their brain gets like wiped. I do declare that was the most magnificent meal. My sole lament is that I cannot eat another bite. Would that I had the girth of a goobu. Gladdens me to see your grace so well satisfied. Forsooth, I have never known such satisfaction at table. You did not exaggerate when you told me that a culinarian of surpassing skill was to be found in Limsa. You are that culinarian, are you not? Thanks to you, I have tasted heaven. My gratitude is yours. How could she possibly have known every one of the Sultana's favorite dishes? Instead of being humiliated, she ends up winning her grace's adulation. Did you say something, Lord Lolorito? Nay, your grace, I was merely admiring the cuisine. As you say. Now then, my dear culinarian, pray tell me your name. I would... You know my name! I'm the Warrior of Light, Nanamo! I would send to you a gift befitting your service this day. You were given to understand that I requested you by name. Forgive me, but there appears to be a misunderstanding. I had entrusted the arrangements wholly to Lord Lolorito. Jesus Christ. That's like a giant plot hole, too. There's no way for them to write around that. I guess they could have her say, like, oh, Miku, I didn't know you were such a good culinarian or whatever. You know, that's, like, maybe a way they could have written around it, but, like, still. You know, you know, I'm glad they trusted me with that, though. You know, would hate for someone bad to prepare a meal for the Sultana and, like, poison her or something. You've heard all about it, Miku. You did it again. God's bless you. To have the Sultana herself praise your cooking and taste of heaven, or as a taste of heaven, else I can't boast to such a feat. The Admiral commends me for training such a fine culinarian, but I did no more than teach you what it means to be one. Make no mistake, 'twas you that did all the hard work. You've surpassed even myself for fame, Miku. There ain't nothing left I can tell you that you don't already ken. Okay. I'm prouder than I've any right to be. Nay, it ain't modest. Ain't no modest accomplishment, lass. And from here, you'll go on to reach even greater heights in our craft. But wherever you end up, always remember my words. It's passion what makes a culinarian. The passion to close to your heart. Go and put smiles on the faces of folk with your cooking. You can be sure I'll keep striving to do the same. Well, that was kind of a load of crap. This one's not good. Wow. At least, you know, there's like a core to the Carpenter ones, you know? There's something in them that, you know, someone could latch onto and like about them, you know? Like, there's a relationship between characters that's being played up. There is nothing in this one. Nothing at all. Except for suddenly the Sultana cannot remember you at all. What's really funny is even if it's like, oh, well, you know, like, if you, if you're not that far in the MSQ, you know, maybe she doesn't recognize you. They have to write around that. But if you started in Ul'dah, you can't make it to Limsa without directly meeting the Sultana face to face. And talking to her and befriending her. That's like the big thing about starting with, like, in Ul'dah, is that you get to meet Nanamo really early in the game. That one was bad. That one was just kind of bad. I've got nothing good to say about the Culinarian ones, unfortunately. And we really don't need any of this. Does this, like, look cool? No. I'm throwing it in the garbage. Oh my god. Well, at the very least, we can sell all these things to Tedo. Have I shown Niru on stream yet? I don't know that I have. I made the third one. This is the closest I could get to Niru. So, you know, they're all like a close approximation of the actual character they're based on. None of the hair is long enough for them, and Tedo's has like a braid in the back that I wish wasn't there, but like whatever. I do wonder, do these sell for anything? No. No. Okay. These are all kind of worthless. I will be desynthesizing the whole lot of them. But I will be doing that next time I log in. For now, this went 16 minutes over schedule, which is fine. Yeah, okay. Next time we're going to be continuing the Hildibrand stuff. So that's what we're up to. And I'll try to prepare another one of these. I don't know which one yet. There's two of them I'm saving for the end, though. Okay, well. Good night, Miku. I admit I was wholly unaware of your culinary career, Miku. That line cost $10,000 to write. Would have bankrupted small indie company Square Enix. Anyways, that's all I've got for the evening. I'm gonna try to get a Pokemon stream out this week. I'm dedicated to doing it. Last week the time never lined up. Really never did. Just too much was happening last week for me. So this week I should have more time, so I'm going to dedicate myself to a Pokemon stream at the very least. I'm aiming for Tuesday, so we'll see. Otherwise, Miku will be happening as planned next Sunday, continuing the Hildibrand questline, as well as continuing to get through our class quests, and we're almost done. We're almost through. We're almost at the end of A Realm Reborn. Really, all we've got to do is these couple of side quest chains, finish up the Bravura, and then the final quests. And I'm going to say this right now. You know, A Realm Reborn patch is kind of criticized for being really episodic and not super exciting a lot of the time for most of its run. And I will say part of that's true. It is incredibly slow paced for the entirety of A Realm Reborn. The main story is about to take off in terms of how interesting it is. And when I post for our going live notification, we are finishing A Realm Reborn, you're not gonna want to miss that. The end of A Realm Reborn is the turning point. It's the point where everyone who plays this game suddenly becomes incredibly invested in its story. It is an incredible ending. One that I'm not really sure what covering it is going to entail or be like. It's gonna be an interesting stream, that's for sure. When we get there, of course, or we're still probably a couple months out from that. Anyways, I'm gonna go and not talk for a while and rest and not be reading lengthy quest lines out loud. Thank you everyone for watching. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, have a great night, everybody.